are anything that I can stop somebody young who I see going in the same direction from making the same mistakes. I'm going to speak up instead of teaching from the time they can read and understand, or not even read, just understand that nobody is better than you, and that is you. It's from inside.
Self-worth.
It's from
Self-worth.
inside. My thing is, for me, like I said, that worm in my head was the reason I didn't have a license. I was scared to take the test. You know what I mean? I went to school, I finished everything, but I went at 30 years old to take, but all that time when I was under apprenticeships and all that stuff, when apprenticeship was, I talk myself like,
You was psyching yourself up.
Welcome to another episode of Salon Talk Literally, the podcast where we dive into a world of beauty, business, and everything in between.
We're here to bring you the real, the raw, and of course, the literal truth about what it's like working in the beauty industry with a few laughs along the way.
And we've got a really dope guest lined up for you today. All right, now let's get into today's topic. Trust me, you literally don't want to miss this one.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of Salon Talk Literally. Today, we have a special guest with us. Her name is Miss Arie Carroll, aka Arie J, and she is the visionary owner of the Arie Experience & Co., a boutique style hair and nail salon that has been transforming lives for over 30 years. Inspired by the artistry of beauty and the power of service, Arie has built a thriving career helping clients feel confident, valued, and empowered. A passionate advocate for entrepreneurship, Arie J combines creativity with business savvy, mentoring others to overcome obstacles and achieve their goals. As a devoted mother of 5 successful children, she treasures her family and considers them her greatest achievement. Outside of the salon, Miss Arie channels her energy into real estate, music, and personal growth, continually striving to inspire and uplift those around her. Her unwavering commitment to excellence and her ability to balance family, business, and passion make her a role model for aspiring entrepreneurs and professionals alike. Welcome to the show, Miss Arie.
that was great.
Oh, that's so good. We are so happy to have you here today. So we want to take the time to thank you for putting us in your busy schedule.
Thank you.
Because we
I
know
appreciate you inviting me.
how crazy it could be. So
Yes.
thank you so much for being here today.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yes. So today we want to know everything about Miss Arie. Yes, y'all. So Miss Arie is my nail tech, and we connected about a year?
Almost 2 years ago.
Dang, it's been almost 2
Probably
years.
about 18 months.
Yeah.
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 So, I
Yeah.
knew you were special.
Oh, and
that's so
likewise. So, yeah, we met. We worked at the same salon suites, and she started doing my nails, and we've been
Connected.
building this relationship. She is like, I call her TT because she's the person that's gonna keep me in line. She is a straight shooter, and the personality, you know, she's like,
She gonna keep you
right.
on
I'm
telling you.
Whenever I try to hold back, it just seeps out.
It's
you know, like
no, that's not you. Don't ever hold back. Yeah, we love it, and I appreciate the honesty and the mentorship and everything. Even when I don't want to hear it, TT be like, listen, TT gonna get, girl, you come in, she be like, now we gotta do a little better with this. You gotta be a little more professional. So, but I love it.
But those are
That's so
anything that I can stop somebody young who I see going in the same direction from making the same mistakes. I'm going to speak up if I care about it.
Absolutely.
If I'm quiet, know that you don't hold any
That
significance
value,
in my
yeah.
life.
That's true.
Mhm.
That's real.
That's real.
Mm-hmm. So, TT, tell us, where are you from?
I am originally from the south side of Chicago.
Wow.
And
I got those vibes.
once I started having children,
Yeah.
I moved to East Lansing, Michigan. And I raised 5 children there
Okay.
in East Lansing. So
Okay. 5 kids. And tell us about the children. How old are they now?
I have 29, 3 27-year-olds and a 24-year-old.
So wait a minute. We gotta explain the 3.
Okay, so
I'm up here like, wait, what?
I have 3 children
Okay.
that are the same age for 32 days. I was popping it.
Wait a minute.
Wait a
now.
minute.
Hold
Wait,
on.
I'm still confused because what?
Okay, so I had 1, and then I had a set of twins.
Okay.
Okay.
Now
Yes.
I was waiting for
Yes.
that. I was
Yes.
waiting if you had
Yes.
triplets or
Why
what?
did I
Correct.
not know you had
Okay.
twins?
Yes,
Wow.
Malcolm and Madison are twins.
They just probably not identical twins, right?
Right.
Uh-huh.
And never just rub it up against it because
Yeah.
you're pregnant.
I knew she was there. Yeah, exactly. I knew it. It was coming out.
Don't do it, okay?
Yeah.
Just let me. Don't listen to it, okay?
You like learn from my mistakes now. Come on. Oh man. I love it.
That is too funny. I knew that was coming. I was like, just give her a hot little second. It's coming.
It's coming. It's
Well,
more
you
to
know,
come.
this is a free game podcast.
Absolutely.
Okay, so, you know.
You do you, honey. We always invite that in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Okay, okay, you said you raised your children in Michigan, right?
I raised my children in Michigan.
Okay.
And I had a salon in Michigan. I worked at several different salons in Michigan, and then I had my own salon. And I got my license when I was 30. I always worked illegally,
Okay.
you know, and it was from ignorance,
Yeah.
you know, and trying to maintain, you know, so people used me as I've been in a salon since I was 15 years old.
Wow. Okay.
So they saw my potential.
Yeah, potential.
And, you know, some of us, we go to hair school and it evolves, you know, our ability, you know, us being able to do hair. But some of us were born with it, you know. So I was the type of person, I was attracted to beauty. I was attracted to anything pretty, anything just. And then being on the South Side, fashion and hair
Chicago
was
all that.
like you couldn't even function if you didn't have your stuff together.
And in Detroit, are you from?
Yes,
Detroit?
Detroit.
Oh
Wow.
God!
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, it was the
Michigan is
culture.
it, yeah.
So it was just like I had it in me naturally, and where people should have mentored me, they saw my light and they wanted to dim it. They took advantage of it.
That
So
happens in.
I learned a lot of lessons to find out who I was and how great I was. Because sometimes, depending on how you grow up or your different experiences, you don't really know, and the traumas, you don't really know how great you are until you go through life.
Yeah.
Right.
And you realize that the mind is the power.
Absolutely.
You know, what you think of yourself, it doesn't matter what the outside entities
That's
are.
so true.
That is so
Yeah.
for real.
That's so true. So from age 15 to age 30, you worked in nail salons
In hair salons.
and in hair
Yes,
salons
Yes.
illegally,
Yes.
basically.
Women who was like,
They
oh,
just
I'm
want
gonna
you to
help you
come
get your
in. I'ma
apprenticeship.
help
I'm
you.
gonna do this. I'm gonna do that.
But they
Never turned in the paperwork. Never this. Never that. And then what I realized from reading 48 Laws of Power is
love
I
that
did
book.
too
I
much
love
when I
that.
went in there
Mhm.
because I'm an artist.
Yeah.
So if I had a corner, it was the best corner you ever had. It was going to have the best furniture. I was
Yes.
going to try to
You was
paint
gonna-
the corner. I was going to try to put, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I learned how to play the game over time, and where I made people who weren't secure already feel insecure and feel threatened.
I could see that.
Yeah.
And I was gonna mention too from the time that how did you feel? Because you know what, it's a lot of people that's gonna see this and they're gonna be able to resonate with how your experience was during that time. So what advice would you give someone that is actually between that time where they're not legally doing business versus when they're just trying to just survive? Because at that point you're in survival mode.
Correct. And that's what it was because I had 5 children. So I kind of had to put up with the little things because I never educated myself. You know, we have to, right now in the times that we're living in with the internet and all of those things, if you don't know, it's because you're lazy.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And it was just a mental oppression almost.
Yeah.
You know, an ignorance that kept me stagnated.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So seek and ye shall find.
That's right. Right.
Is the bottom line.
I'm glad
you know
that
what
you
I'm
was
saying?
able to, because a lot of people don't come out of that, you know, and they end up giving up before they decide to, you know, take full control of their life and be
Correct.
like, nah, I'm going to do this the right way. I'm going to go ahead and put the time in to be legal enough so then that way nobody can take nothing from me. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. And I also feel like the company you keep matters.
True.
That's
That's
longevity doesn't mean loyalty.
Girl,
You understand what I'm saying?
Like certain words, she's just
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want people to know that because we were friends for 20 years,
That's right.
doesn't mean we should have been friends for 20 years.
Right.
Because a lot of times people can see your light when you can't see it. And as long as you underneath them,
Yes.
then you okay.
Yeah.
But
the
when you
minute
start
go,
striding and you get a clue, then you too much.
You too much.
It's controversy.
Yes,
So,
it is.
you know.
and that's just so sad that it gets like that because it's so common.
It is.
It's
so
like
common.
all the time. It's more common than it is like
It is.
the good things. You know, it's like, why?
Because it's a diminishing of human beings.
It's the mindset.
We're being programmed.
Yes.
You know, and trauma's in.
Trauma.
You know,
That's the big word.
along with trauma being in naturally, you know, it's like the internet and all of these things that have evolved are putting things and people are being programmed.
Yes, that's true.
So,
That's so true. That's a big one.
and the quality of human beings is low. Nobody has any integrity. Everybody's putting on.
That's the big It's that she's speaking
Everybody's
so
putting
much
on.
facts.
You know.
Yes.
And so when you're comfortable with yourself, you know, I realize now, comfortable with myself. My mother says from the time I came out the cooch, I knew exactly who I was.
That's good.
But I didn't know exactly who I was, if you understand that. Through different things, through how your parents' example was and all of these different things, you know, it changes, you know, but you are who you are to the core in a lot of instances. So,
see, they can see they can tell us who we are, but we have to go through things to find out who we really are.
Exactly.
So I know exactly.
And you have to drop the things that shouldn't have been your problem and that you carry with you and that change who you are to be 100%. You have to let it go. You have to forgive. You have to
find
leave
out
that
who you
behind.
really are. Yeah,
You do.
Yep. Because the way we was raised is not always the right. It's not the right way we were
Correct.
supposed to be.
Correct.
It's not all the time. That's when you find out who you truly are.
Correct.
After you let go. That's good. That's a sermon.
Girl, that's a sermon.
Listen, TT, you are in here. You are in here preaching today, and I would love to know more about your backstory, just like your upbringing, because I feel like that's where it starts. I know that you say a lot of things. I feel like everything starts with our parents.
It does.
It does. The way we were
It
brought
does.
up.
But they can only teach us what they knew.
Correct.
You
And
know.
what that's
That is
exactly.
so real. They can only
Exactly.
tell you. If you think about it, every generation is all different. They can only tell you up to what they know. Then you see back, you look back, you like, why didn't you know?
But also, it's a responsibility for the next generation to go pro. You understand what I'm saying? If you can identify the dysfunction, then even though a lot of times it's naturally in us, we have to fight every day and talk to ourselves and not let the worm eat at our heads. For the negativity, we have to talk to ourselves and constantly redirect ourselves to be positive, to break these chains, these generational curses.
It's a constant fight.
It
too.
is.
Definitely.
That's exactly.
Definitely.
And I'll be like, this has become so much more deeper because it started to become like a warfare. Like you up there
Yes.
fighting
It is.
demons every
Definitely.
day.
You are. Definitely.
And that's
But-
why,
And then you fighting your own trauma, childhood trauma, you know, spirits that was coming up on you from day one.
Right.
I mean, it's just like you're constantly in a fight every day.
You are.
And so then now we fighting for our children.
Yes.
Correct.
And
But
then
also,
we're-
too, I think a lot of people are fighting too much for their children.
Too much.
I think
that's
that a lot
another
of
topic,
people
too.
are doing too much for their children, and they're handicapping them in that way, and then they're on your couch still at 30.
Yeah, no.
They're not
we're
making.
doing
They're
that.
trying to give the children everything they never had, instead of making them work
Making it
for it.
work. Yes.
And then you've handicapped them in that aspect,
Oh, yeah.
and then now you don't understand.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Which is not, that's not, and that's what I know.
I've seen it happen so many times,
Yes.
and I had to put a balance to my
have
stuff, like
to.
because it's not good for them. It's
not
not
good for them.
because
And people
if you
let-
see where they are today, it's so bad. Our generation of children that's coming up like that.
Correct, but it all comes from overconsumption. You know, why does your child need 10 pair of shoes?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a bigger picture, but also too we're being brainwashed with things.
Yeah, it's the lack
You know,
mindset.
correct,
though.
correct.
You know, if you grow
and if
up
you didn't exactly
like that with the lack mindset, then naturally you want to give your kids more.
That's what it is. It's all
but
about mindset.
your kids don't. Kids are simple, really. Like, we train them to be who they are. And then let's not start with just our community. Like, the black community is behind because we want to give our kids things instead of knowledge and
But
you know.
but that is deeper than that.
It is.
You understand what I'm saying?
It is.
When we have been programmed to think
it's generational.
that things is generational, but also too, we've been programmed to think that certain things are self-esteem. If I put these shoes on my feet, then
Yeah.
I'm
Then I feel
It's
somebody.
gonna make me feel
Right.
some
You understand
yeah.
what I'm saying? Instead of teaching from the time they can read and understand, or not even read, just understand that nobody is better than you,
Yeah.
and that is you is from inside.
Self-worth.
Yes,
It's from
self-worth
inside. You know,
for sure.
but how can I teach you that if I think that if I put these Jordans on or this on, then I'm somebody.
Right.
You know, I put on my
Yeah.
cloak of self-esteem.
Yeah.
And I think it's an epidemic.
I think it's. Do you think that stems from those social media a lot and just the peers that they have to go and see every day at school? I mean, a lot of that too.
It's a lot.
Social
It's just
media
a lot.
plays a big part, but TV plays a big part.
Yeah.
It's been,
Yeah.
you know, products, period. You know, and just like you said, when you grow up without, you know, and you have been programmed in your community, we're the biggest purchasers of everything, but the smallest owners of everything.
That's so true.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like when the PPPs came out.
Oh,
People
not
didn't
the
go buy
people-
no
we had
land.
to go to a whole
People didn't buy no land. They bought belts, Gucci belts. Okay. No, I'm just kidding.
But are
But
you?
really, you know, that being an example, but just it's the brain. We just need to
It definitely
Yeah.
is.
put,
It's the
everything
mindset.
we need
It's
to
the
put in front of
mindset.
into
It's
our
the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
children, our community, everything. So
True,
you know,
true.
and I learned that growing up, like you said, for the question, to be back on the question. My mom and dad lived in Chicago. They were the hardest working people I knew. My mother was one of the top black caterers in Chicago.
Oh.
So I grew up a lot around music. She had the contract for the Arie Crown, the Regal Theater. I worked at the Regal Theater my whole
Oh wow.
from the time I was 11 all the way to, so when R. Kelly was in the talent shows and Twister, you know, so the whole Chicago culture I had, but I also grew up in the cocaine epidemic in Chicago. So it was a lot of lessons,
Yeah.
but it was a lot of trauma.
Lot of
You know, so I made decisions in my life, in my relationships, and having children from those experiences. You know, so, you know, I got 5 kids from, you know, my mother was religious, but at the same time, it was this going on.
Oh yeah.
So it was like, okay, you
It was
telling
like-
me to
it's
be
so weird how they both was neck to neck with each other.
definitely.
It's right
definitely.
there. You're
It's
like, the
you're
church
telling
is
me
on the
this,
corner,
but
but
this
it's
is
drugs
happening
on the
on
other
right,
side.
right.
Yeah.
And so I
Wow.
just the example was what they knew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My mother
they
wanted
can
her
only give you
kids
what
to
they
have a
know.
father. So she stayed with my dad because her thing in her head, her worm was, I want a dad, I want a dad, I want
Yeah.
a dad. But just to have a man present doesn't mean that you have a man present.
Look, I'm like, drop the mic, girl, drop that mic.
No, yeah.
You know, so
That was good.
from those examples, the early decisions and a lot of decisions in my life, relationship wise, is what got me into the situations I was in and me having 5 children. So
But let's
I lost my virginity at 18. I had a baby every year after that.
Every year after that.
With as soon as the man said, I love you, that's my husband. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, she taught us, and my dad was Caribbean. So he was, you know, no boy phone calls, no this, no that. You know what I'm saying? You know, he damn near didn't want us to wear deodorant.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm in 5th grade. I'm 6 feet. I can't be big and musty. You know what I'm saying?
So silly. Not big.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can't. And then on top of that, you know, it was a lot of colorism. The ignorance in the family. You know, my mother's dark skinned. So she was happy to have children with good hair and this, you know, just the ignorance. And it was like, we're in Chicago. I want to be salt and pepper. You know, she didn't want us to even get a trim. I'm like, the fashion, I was attracted to fashion. I was attracted to, you know, and it was like, you know, so that's how I made my decisions. And I had all of those children. And then I decided one day, I found out I was pregnant with the twins. And then I got on a Greyhound bus and I moved to Michigan and stayed in a homeless shelter for 90 days.
Wow.
Because it was like, you can't listen to the outside voices. And if I stayed in Chicago, I would have never made it. You know, and I had to do,
ask you that. Like,
I had to do what was best for me. You know, and it was just like, it was the best decision I ever made in my life. And it made me see my strength, you know.
So then what brought you from Michigan to Dallas?
All of my children graduated college, let's be clear. On full academic scholarships, let's be clear.
All 5 excited and happy about. Yes, that's an accomplishment within yourself.
Well, actually, I have my youngest, he is 24, he is at UNT. He's on his last
Is that the one that looks like Keith Lee?
Yes, and he
looks just like Keith Lee.
Yes. And he's in his last semester for construction engineering. He got his offer and God is good, but education was number one in my household. You know, I didn't let my kids watch TV through the week. You had to read, you had to do workbook pages, and you had to just,
and it paid off.
You know, people not taking the time with their kids.
That's it.
You know, the teachers, they're making the teachers, you know, when you watch those stories like, child did this and the teacher did this, it's like, it's 24 hours in a day. They have them 7 to 8 hours. Like, you still have to teach.
They do have the other 8 hours.
They have them a big chunk. And then when they get home, it's like you have 3 or 4 hours to cram everything in. Then it's night, you know, bedtime routine. And then you back at it the next day.
Correct.
So,
but I'm a firm believer from my own experience is we do what we want to do. We make the time for the things that we want to make the time for. And my children, my grandmother told me, if you're not organized, you're never going to make it. If you don't teach your children that it's nobody better than them, you're never going to make it. If you don't, as soon as they little and they pick up a rag and go to the wall and think it's cute, start making them clean up. You know, and I just think parents as a whole, people lazy. People don't value their children as their wealth and their legacy. You know, they value a car or this or this or that more than that. You know, it's women that'll pay for their son a $270 pair of shoes opposed to a tutor. But they'll sit up and say, hey, I can't afford a tutor.
Nah, that's
you know what I'm saying? It's just interesting what.
No math, you know?
Correct. And my kids used to always say the best dressed children are the dumbest kids.
They are. I mean, I have to say it. Because
you know,
the ones that stand in line anyway and wait for Jordans, that's crazy. Because I'm not doing that.
But that's what we've been programmed as a society to do.
I get it.
You know, it's the self-esteem. Anytime you go to a woman's house and she has a lot of kids, 6 kids, and all of them got Jordans and Pellies. You know, Pellies was the
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? But you don't have a couch. Your kids are, you know what I'm saying? Their mattresses on flats. Like it's crazy. It's an epidemic. And
it's sad though, for real.
It's definitely sad.
Because we need, as a whole culture within itself, we need to do better. Like
we do.
We need to do better. I get it.
Yes.
I wanted to talk about like balance with family life and business. Like, I know it can be challenging. So how do you manage to create harmony between being a mother of 5 and running a successful company?
Well, when I was younger, let me say this. As with anything, balance is going to be, I might be more balance over here for 90 days and more balance over here.
It doesn't exist.
For 90 days, right. It just depends as a business owner. Yeah. So, you know, You might be riding the wave and taking care of this, but something comes up.
Yeah.
It's a video game to me. You know what I'm saying? I fall in, I get out, I get a new life, I get the coins, I do the, you know, it's
That's a good way to
it's
explain it,
overcoming. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get what you're saying.
you know what I'm saying? So it's,
I'm like, you know what?
right. And I think the balance is maintaining in every situation. I think
I like
the
that.
balance
I
is
would say that for
Yeah.
sure. Like, long as you can maintain every situation
And
that's
being
as
in
much
control.
balance as you
correct,
wanna get.
correct.
That's it.
Being in control and having emotional control.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think
Emotional control.
a
is
lot of
big.
things in life, you know, the older I get, I realize different situations that if I had mastered my emotional control,
Yep.
then it
You're like,
wouldn't
I
have went
wouldn't
that
even been
way.
in that
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
And
I had to. I'm learning that in my 40s.
yes,
like
I'm learning. Yes,
But I'm saying, like, to notice it. You know, that's the
Yes,
biggest
to be
thing. When
conscious.
you don't even be conscious of what it is, you will never fix it.
correct.
And you're gonna
And it's
keep-
still people that don't
going.
even notice
don't
it.
get it. Mm-hmm.
There's so many people that don't know what emotional control is,
Yeah.
and it's interesting because schools don't teach financial literacy and they don't teach emotional control
Mhm.
because then we would have how many bosses?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So many people wouldn't be a slave to the state as far as, is my pension coming? Are you going to give me a, you know, they would be more
Girl,
an
talk about it.
entrepreneur.
That's what I'm
spirit,
saying. We need,
you know?
they're not going to teach entrepreneurship.
Correct.
They want to teach, like you said, that, and that's why I made sure that for my kids, no, you're going to know what that is. still.
Correct.
Because at the end of the day, we determine how much we make. You know, you control your own self. Don't be a slave to the lender. Like, that's what we was always, that's how I was brought up
And
too.
to add to what you're saying as far as the balance, I was able to balance a lot of things because I was self-employed.
Mhm.
I lived in a predominantly white neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And so the school district, you know, I had 4 kids at high school at one time.
Mhm.
You know, so
Imagine
and
that.
you know, so
I
and then
can't.
I'm the young mother.
Yeah.
So in that school district, I had to let them know, like, I don't know what these other moms are doing, but for me, this is how it's going to go. I had to let my presence be known,
known,
and
right.
me having a job that I could do what I want to do, I was
Right.
able to do that.
That's, I say that,
you know,
that's been
and
my life.
They
yeah.
teach they treat your children different
Yeah.
when you're
you have that
present,
flexibility.
when they know somebody cares.
That's
You
it.
understand what I'm
That's
saying?
true. That
But
is
they
so
did
true.
try it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
You
sure.
know?
Oh yeah, girl.
You know, you know
They
gonna
definitely
try.
tried
gonna
it.
try.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, till you show them, like you said, your presence got to
Right,
be
like they have a real parent. Like they have
Yeah.
somebody that
They
cares. We're a
actually care.
team.
Mhm.
This is our standard, and that's what you're going to do because I know my rights.
Yes.
I want to bring it back because we never answered this
Okay.
about coming from Detroit to Dallas.
how did
What
you get
bring you
here?
to
I
Dallas?
came from East Lansing,
East Lansing.
Michigan State campus. I came here because my children graduated and they all moved.
Okay.
And
So they
so
graduated in Michigan.
They graduated in Michigan. I
Okay.
had several children graduate from Michigan State on the
Okay.
same day.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
my
I know you was running
The
around
On the
graduation
same
party
day.
was
3
wild.
kids graduated on the
Yes,
same
on the
day.
same day.
God is good.
Yeah.
And when I
Absolutely.
tell you he doesn't give you more than you can handle, you know, that's my testimony.
Absolutely.
You
I
know,
love it.
and
I
I'm
love it.
passionate about just
So how long
over-
you been in Dallas?
I've been in Dallas a little over a year.
Oh, you just got to
I just came here. I
Dallas.
had a salon for over 20. Well, I've had a salon for about over 15 years.
Okay.
But I worked in different,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And so my children left. I'm very, very close. Me and my children, I made them be close,
Mm-hmm.
period.
Mhm.
You know, family is everything.
Absolutely.
You know, good family is
Good
everything.
Yeah, that's
I'm about to
And
say-
family doesn't
Look,
mean
I was gonna
blood.
say, well-
Family doesn't mean blood,
Yeah.
That's it,
No, and
you
that's
know?
good. That's the thing. You
Mhm.
love those who love you.
you know? And so they moved and I was like, every day I was going, and the holidays and FaceTime wasn't getting it.
Mm.
And God was just working on me. And he was just like, you know, it's like when you in a little city, then you a little local celebrity. You know what I'm saying? And so
Oh, we
it was like,
all know
been
about
there.
it.
I reached my, yes, Arie here.
We all know
Yeah.
about
You know,
it.
but it was just like, I'm destined for bigger
Yeah,
things.
yes, it's
And my
bigger than
body,
that.
God wouldn't let me just be in that.
Yeah.
You know, and so I woke up one day and I was like, I'm leaving. because FaceTime wasn't getting it.
Yeah.
You know, my
So your kids
grandbabies,
came here first.
they came here first. My
Okay.
daughter just built a house. Well, she just put it up for sale. She's building a bigger house, but she just built a house here in McKinney.
Okay.
My son is in San Antonio. He's a manager for Enterprise. And my other daughter and her husband are in Hot Springs.
Okay.
Mhm.
And my youngest is here. So
Oh yeah, it made total sense. Then.
Yeah.
yes,
To come
yeah.
here.
And so it was like I have 4 grandchildren now.
Yeah.
2 6-year, well, one just turned 7, 2 6-year-old girls, and then a 7-month-old boy and 4-month-old boy.
Oh,
That's
so
amazing.
God is good.
You have a
Yes.
big,
And
beautiful
He's making my
family.
legacy because
That's
your
so
children
good.
are your wealth.
yes.
That's it.
You know, and we in a society that's teaching that children are a burden.
No.
Yeah.
You know, the old people are supposed to be a burden in America, and the young people.
According to America. Like,
I
Yeah.
understand that, but you know, we have to. Family is everything.
Yeah.
If they turn off the lights right now,
Yeah.
you're gonna need your tribe.
I
you
love
know?
that. That's giving me a perspective shift as you speak, and it's making me want to be even more intentional with my daughter, because
You have to be.
it's like, okay, I've been through all of this stuff and I'm grown, but she still has a chance. So I want to be able to pour into her and give her the resources and the knowledge and the wisdom to be who God created her
That's
to be.
right. But your only job is to teach.
That's it.
That's
Do you
it.
understand
They
what I'm
gotta learn
saying?
how
You're not supposed to be their
experience.
friend. You're not supposed to care what nobody say. You're not
Yeah.
supposed to do none of that. A mother's only job is to teach. When you see kids, then they doing this and this and this and this and that, it's because after they reach a certain age, then okay, fine, that's because that's on them. But when you see kids a certain time, it's like, oh, that's the parent.
Yeah.
It's a lack of parenting.
That's
Yeah.
true.
It's a lack of training.
Yeah.
Mhm.
People are not training their children anymore. They're letting the iPad train them.
That's real.
They want the teacher to train her.
That's
Then
real.
when the teacher try to train them and get with them, then they want to
they
go up to the
wanna
school
go
and
to
beat them
school.
up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I'm
Like,
make up
Yeah.
your mind. Like, what-
get
Yeah.
the teacher fired, and now she
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
use her credentials. She stayed in school forever for it. You know, so
Yeah.
That's so emotional
So-
control.
emotional control.
Hey, speaking of that, that's gonna be the word of the day.
Emotional control and just
control.
Emotional
being
control.
in control of
Yeah.
yourself. Everything don't
Listen,
deserve a
are y'all
response.
getting this? Because this is
This
it,
is really
baby.
good.
She's dropping it.
This
But
this
for
is really
real.
good wisdom. So tell us about that transition from, because now we want to know, you were in Chicago, so from Chicago
Michigan.
to Michigan, and now you are here in Frisco, Texas. Like, how was that transition for you? Because I mean, you were in a smaller city, so you were
It was a rebirth.
a rebirth. You were a big fish in a small pond.
It was a rebirth. It was a reality check. It was a healing of ignorance. Let
Yeah.
me say that. I could pick and choose clients in the small town. You know, here I woke up in 3 days. I moved here. God would not let me stay there anymore. You understand what I'm saying? People thought I lost my mind. I had 29.
Oh my gosh.
I had 29 appointments
Yep.
for that 7 days.
That's how you know.
I
when it's
woke up
God.
and I
I
canceled
think we
everybody.
all had the
Ooh, you
same similar
yes.
story.
I'm just saying, like, I canceled everybody. People thought I lost my
They
mind.
thought
These
you lost
have
your
been my
mind.
clients for 20-something
Yes.
years.
Yes.
We've cried together. We've divorced.
Yes.
We've had children. We've
Yeah.
slashed the cars. We've done everything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's the exercise.
Man.
you know, we've done those things.
Yeah.
Right.
We've grown up together. So it was bittersweet, but it was something
It
I
was
had to
time
do
for
for
You had to
myself.
do it.
Yeah.
You
Because
felt
I
it.
was always a people person. But coming here let me know how people just attach to you because of your light. They don't really mess with you when you out of sight and out of mind.
Well, yeah.
Look,
That's
So
real.
that's a
that one was a good. I had to clap for that one, 'Cause, baby. It be the light,
yeah.
and you're gonna see it here too.
Yeah.
Mm.
And so I moved here. I didn't have one client. I'm used to making thousands a week.
That
you know,
I'm telling
and
you.
So now I'm
Yeah.
at the mall dressed up like a model handing out flyers. Like,
Yes,
come see me,
again,
come see me.
you
Come see me.
it brings
Yeah.
you,
know what I mean?
it humbles,
It humbles
you.
And my
It brings you
daughters,
back, and you like,
yeah, definitely.
you find it takes a different type of person to go from one state, from being that person to coming to a whole nother one and rebuilding and rebranding again.
Everything. And
It
so
takes a strong-minded person to
it
do
does.
that.
And it was hard. It was emotional.
Mhm.
And it was things that I had to face about myself.
But it's
And that's
so
why I say
rewarding
it's a
too
rebirth. Yeah,
later
you know what I'm
because
saying?
you really find out who you are in that
You find
process.
out who you are, and you find out how much money you really was making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how you was
But
going
guess
to
what?
Jamaica
It's gonna be
for the future.
it's gonna be greater later though. That's
Let's
the
get
thing
into
it.
because you took the sacrifice.
That's right.
When you take
Yeah.
a sacrifice like that, you
Yes.
double what you was.
You do.
And
You know
it's
what I'm saying?
all coming.
And it all's gonna come at the time. You know, we get impatient because I
perfect
know me,
timing.
you know, but 4 years down, and I can honestly look back and be like, dang, but actually I have grown from what I was.
Yeah.
But even though I thought I was doing great.
Mhm.
Right.
And then I get here. It's not as the paces I want,
Yeah.
but I have grown within
Yeah.
4 years
Mhm.
compared to
And
what?
guess what?
Yeah.
God ain't in a rush. We in a
We
rush.
be in a rush.
Right.
We
we
be in a
be in a
rush,
rush.
but he has to develop us, and that's what I'm learning now because I'm working myself out of that impatience. In certain situations, I am still very impatient,
Girl,
but I'm like, just look. What way say let it all work out?
That's
like
right.
let's just build it out, and it's gonna come. Like you know that it's gonna come,
You know it.
but you rushing it is not gonna make it come any faster.
Correct.
All you have to do is show up every day, be consistent, be the best version of yourself, and keep moving.
Yeah.
And do it with pride.
And
Yeah.
that's it.
And I
Anything
think
And
that's
stand
what
on it,
consistently
like,
is going to-
Everything
The
that you
whole-
want, look at the overall picture and make sure you doing it and it look the way you want it to look.
Right.
You doing, that's another thing I've learned from you is presentation is everything.
Everything.
I know that's right.
First impressions are everything.
First
Yes.
impressions are.
And we should be able to be ourselves, but we live in a shallow world.
Mm.
So, because of your mind, I have to present you so you can know how to mess with me. You understand what I'm saying? Now, whether I let you in on this or this or that, but first impressions are everything, because we live in a shallow world,
We do. Yeah, we do.
and people will judge you and read your book
They will.
before they even know
Yeah,
anything.
they will.
Because you came from work and you had a splash on your pants.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying? You was crying
Yeah.
because your mama,
Yeah,
you got a
you
little
done
crush
had-
right here. Like,
you
you
had a-
you will get judged when that's not even who you
That's
are.
not who
That's
you
just
are.
the moment you were
Right.
in at that time.
Yes.
That's good.
I know it's so much more to you.
It's so much,
We
like, I
ain't
just
even
wanna,
broke the
like,
surface of everything,
break
right?
it down.
Right, we are breaking so much down, but we still have not even gotten to so much
We
of her. And I'm
haven't.
just like soaking up everything.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's giving
we
part
gotta
two.
get to right. I'm like, we gotta get to the good stuff
I
more, but
know.
this is still good.
This is
like,
good.
honey,
It's so good. I just
appreciate
want to
being
take.
here.
I want to take just, and then we can get back on track. Just 30 seconds to say that I commend you for relocating at. I don't want to, no offense, but at your age,
Yeah,
a grown
definitely.
woman, because so
Definitely.
many people let age stop
Yes.
them from doing what
Yeah.
they need. They know they need to do. Like, it's certain points in your life where a major shift is happening,
Complacency.
but you're complacent. And you got people on the outside telling you like, you can do it. But for you to actually move when God told you to move, first of all, you saved yourself from a lot.
A lot.
That's number one.
imagine.
Yeah.
If you would have
a
not-
lot
If
of
you-
clownness,
Yes.
a lot of
It would have
clowns.
been a lot.
Yes.
And sometimes he remove us from those places because that's his protection.
And
That's
the
what I
peace
learned.
ain't no amount of
But
money
also,
that will
too,
give you
what
the
I
peace.
Yes.
realize is you say he remove us, but he gives us the power to remove ourselves.
I was just about to say
Absolutely.
that he give you the
Because
the
it's an
option.
open door.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
A lot of things I think people put on God
Mm-hmm.
and they searching for these blessings, but you don't even see what he blessed you, which is the arms and the legs.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? The
He
mind.
give you the
The
mind and the
mind.
options.
You
to
understand
do
what I'm
whatever
saying?
we
So
need.
if you're not doing it, sometimes be like, I help. And he
But
help
you
you,
ain't
but,
working.
but you ain't seeing
ain't
the
doing
help.
nothing.
You're not seeing the help.
Yeah.
You know, I always tell
Yep.
people like, God's not dropping down Cadillacs.
No.
Yeah.
You can
You
pray
know,
about it, but you gotta
you
work
know what I'm
for
saying?
it.
For
Like,
real.
go get the
I
Cadillac.
think a lot
Work
of
your
people
job.
do that though.
They do.
They just be expecting.
Yes.
Like it's gonna be just drop down from and
Yes.
just happen
And it's
for
with
you.
no work.
No, it
Yeah.
doesn't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
You have to believe in yourself and you gotta know he's within
Faith
and
without
move on
works.
it.
That's
Yes.
right.
Mhm.
Faith without
Like
works.
nothing happens on a dead still person.
Right.
Like it just don't
Definitely.
happen.
Oh, that's
Definitely. So I like beautiful things. So
Yeah.
and my examples were the hardest working people,
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
through it all. And I think that's a lot of things. We hold on to trauma as the coping mechanism. So that's in our head, and sometimes we push down all the good that came. You understand what I'm saying? Like when we're on our quest with our parents or whatever our situation was, I'm grateful for the raising.
Yeah.
And I'm an impeccable person. I'm above average.
Oh yeah, we know that.
And so,
definitely.
I give that 100% to my parents. They cultured us.
Good.
We worked, and my children are the same way.
Yeah.
Like any job they have, people like they the best. They
gave it
because
their
people
best
are not
100%.
teaching their children to do it with pride.
Right. Right. And not just for looking for something in return.
Yeah, definitely.
Do it because you love to do it. And do
Clean
it
the
to treat
bathroom
people.
at Burger King.
Yes.
Because that's your job.
Yeah.
Sloosh the walls.
Yeah.
Use the bleach. Because they
Actually
hired
do it.
you. Do it with pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every bathroom I go to, I know they're not working with pride.
Yes.
Because when was the
Because
last
why
time you
would
went
y'all
to a
not?
clean public
Yes.
bathroom?
Like, why does this bathroom look like this?
Right.
Yeah.
And then in
so-
places, it make you want to rethink going there because you're like, we go and get this food, but you go in that bathroom and it look like that.
They are not washing their hands, but that's
Definitely.
a
But
different story for a different day.
that's a what is it, analogy or synonym? That's a representation
of them. That's what I'm saying. Like it makes you rethink it because you're like, y'all need to be stern about this bathroom.
Right, but it's about the bathroom, but it's not about the bathroom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That it's just people have no pride in anything they do.
Just want to do it.
Yeah.
Just to say they doing
just
it.
doing it. Just trying to get the money.
Yeah.
That's it.
Look,
That's it.
okay, what are you up to now? Like, we want to know what's going on now. So, Miss
You're a
Arie,
year in, so what's
in.
going on now?
Now I am doing clients on a consistent basis. I have about a 95% retention rate.
That's good.
Because I do their hair and their nails.
Oh,
and
so
their feet.
so you're doing hair too.
I do hair,
Okay.
nails, feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm a hustler. I'll detail your car if you need me to. If you got cash,
No, I'm
check,
seriously,
and I don't have a
I'm
client.
Hey, right.
I'm a hustler. So right now I just finished my real estate license.
Okay,
I love that.
So I'm getting
congratulations.
into that, and I'm going really hard on that and products. I just finished some sea moss, and
I'm gonna have to speak
just some
to you
different
on
things.
that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
So I'm just hustling right now, but my main priority is I'm definitely taking the class with diamonds.
Okay.
So
So you can get
Everybody take the class.
Yes, I took training. Yes.
Yes, and real estate is going to be my
That's your base. Okay,
Yes,
to go
definitely,
to.
definitely.
Like,
So,
I can see that. I
definitely.
can definitely see you're so
I'm selling
strong.
all the
She's
houses.
so-
So
Yeah,
if
That
you need-
demeanor and her strong, like I
Yeah,
can
the
see
strength
that with
for
that.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going to be on top of it
Yeah,
with
I'm
that,
definitely being
with
on
that
top.
real estate.
Oh yeah.
because I'm not working for anybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
ever
blame
been to? You ever been somewhere
blame
and it was
you.
like everybody in the place was crazy? Like, how did you get this job? Like, let me speak to the manager, and then the manager comes out and it's like,
It's the
I can own a
restaurant.
place like this.
Yes. You start
Like,
wondering yourself, like,
I
how
would never work for
if
anybody.
they hire her,
Right.
like,
Then what's really,
then
what does that
I know
say
that
about me?
I can, I
Right.
can do this.
Definitely so.
So I haven't seen one thing out here that I would just like to go to and do outside of what I do now. I just don't see it.
Because humans are vain,
Yeah.
and I learned that during COVID.
Yeah.
Like, we're turning frogs into princesses.
Ooh.
Okay. And so a lot of people during COVID, the mates or
It's
whatever
something
persona that
happened.
they've put on.
I've been saying it for the longest. I'm like, COVID did it's like it
Let me know
turned
my
the world in
power.
a whole
Correct.
upside down, and it's like, what just happened?
It needed to happen.
It needed to happen, but also to let us know our
Eye-opening.
power.
It did.
You understand what I'm
did.
saying? Like, I'm changing your life. I'm boosting your self-esteem.
Especially, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have a nest. Now I gave you a taper and a pixie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
those
Yes.
types of things
Yeah.
is just like, we're doctors.
Oh my God.
And therapy.
Doctors,
But
therapists,
what's crazy is
counselors.
people don't respect it.
Yeah.
You like, oh,
That's
you do
the
hair?
thing that I hate, that they belittle what we do, and I don't like that because we do a lot.
You do.
A lot.
You would not have a husband if it wasn't for me.
Listen, you wouldn't have a lot of things if it wasn't for us.
The baby bears, the baby bears, he's
all
never
that.
seen them.
Like we play a big
He's
part
never
in
seen
who
them.
you are as a whole.
Exactly.
You know,
Definitely.
so I agree, and don't downplay us because we do a lot.
Yeah.
We do a lot. We're therapists.
We are everything.
We are magicians.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
because they do expect. Listen, remake me,
You leave
reform
a
me.
gremlin, and I mean, you come in a gremlin, and then you leave Beyonce. I mean, like,
Well, did you
my
click
wand?
that?
I'm the fairy godmother.
I'm telling
on your, okay.
Tony, make sure you get that. Oh my goodness.
You come in a gremlin and you leave out a princess.
Beyonce. Okay.
So Beyonce, yes, she should say.
That is funny.
No, but
silly.
it's so much truth to that because it's just like, how you mad at me and we make you who you are.
Exactly.
We play a major role.
Respect us. Respect
correct.
us for who we are,
Correct.
our work, our artistry,
Yeah.
what we do, period. Respect
Because
us.
it's interesting when you go to the doctor. You're
They
with me
respect
15
them.
minutes. Sometimes you might let me tell you what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, oh, he's a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
She's
preacher.
a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
part
a
two.
whole nother one. Right?
Yeah. But would you agree that, hairstylists, our reputation has, like you said, especially since COVID,
Evolved.
It has
Definitely.
evolved. We are, like the new dope dealers.
Correct.
You think that?
I think
And
so. I
that's
think very highly of our career.
I feel
Definitely.
like back in the day, it was really like that.
It really was.
But I feel like now they don't respect us.
You think it's a little watered
I
down
think it's
now?
a watered down.
I think YouTube watered it down.
I do.
Because
I feel
you can
like
go
back
in there.
then we got so much respect and we got
Because
so much like.
You couldn't watch 1700 how to do videos.
That's true.
It is true.
That's true.
So you weren't trying to
It's
do it
true.
on your own because you didn't know how.
You didn't know
Right,
how
you
to.
didn't
They didn't
know.
even give you that type of information
Yeah.
so you can try it. Yeah.
Right.
They left you with no other choice but to book an
book an
appointment.
appointment.
But now,
But the salon environment used to be so fun.
correct. But also too, now if a girl put one cone on her head, a high bun, she thinks she is the hairstylist. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I do hair. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
So that goes
Give me a
to-
deposit.
Or they don't feel like a license is needed. Like, remember,
Yeah.
you see how, you can go solo. That's why I was telling you, talking to the ones that have not got license yet. What are you doing?
My thing is, for me, like I said, that worm in my head was the reason I didn't have a license. I was scared to take the test. You know what I mean? I went to
See,
school.
that's
I finished
a different
everything,
aspect.
but
of
I
it,
went
too.
at 30 years old to take. But
Yeah.
all that time when I was under apprenticeships and all that stuff, when apprenticeship was, I talked myself.
Psych
like,
yourself out.
You was psyching yourself.
So
up.
finally, I just went and took it, and
And
it
you
was
was like,
naturally
"What?
in me. It was
Yeah.
naturally in me. It was.
And you realize it wasn't even
it
all of
wasn't.
that.
It wasn't. But that's
nothing.
what I'm saying. We're our own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Not having that control, listening to the worm instead of God,
Yeah.
and the mind will have you all over the
Yeah.
place.
It will. The mind is like
It's powerful.
It's powerful. It'll trick you out of your spot
It will if you
and
allow
where
it
you
to.
supposed to be.
Okay.
Because you overthinking.
Overthinking.
in your
Overthinking,
mind.
and it's like just do it.
Yeah.
That
figure
mind
it out
control.
as you do
have
it.
to have that mind control.
You do.
You have to have the mind control.
The mind control and emotional control.
Emotional control. That's right.
Yeah.
Because emotions will
It's
have you
one-handed.
getting locked up every time.
Listen,
I'm
it'll
telling
have
you.
you losing good people on your team.
Correct.
No, for real.
And
Team building is
communication.
definitely-
Communication. Not knowing how
How
to communicate.
to communicate.
To communicate with somebody
That's
who
another
you've worked
thing they
with
need to
for
do.
15 years.
Forever.
The smallest thing can dissolve
not-
the
Yes.
greatest
Yes.
relationship
It
if
can.
both people knew how to
If
communicate.
they know how to
That's it.
communicate. That is so for real.
That's
so
good.
for real.
That's good.
Oh my goodness, that's so for real.
Yes.
Like it just it's so unfortunate how lack of communication and people don't utilize that to where they will rather walk away from building that relationship and making it strong to where y'all can understand each other. They rather just the pride, I guess. That's
It's the
what it
pride.
is. The
That's all.
pride.
Pride is the
trauma.
devil.
The
It's the
pride.
pride. The
Yep.
pride is the biggest worm.
It
Yeah.
is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like pride.
It'll strip
Pride
you
is
from
horrible.
everything.
It'll get you.
Pride is horrible.
It will.
And the bottom line is nobody wins.
Nobody.
Oh, that's for sure. Nobody does because at the end of the day, relationships are built off emotion and relationships are needed. No
They
matter
need it,
what
but-
nobody say, relationships are
Definitely.
needed.
Definitely.
Good ones, healthy ones
Definitely.
are needed.
And we all
And
need
when
people.
the relationships dissolve, it's hurtful.
It's hurtful.
You know, so
But
who's
sometimes
going to?
you need to let it burn.
But some of it you need to let
Usher.
go. But
Listen,
like I said, it was the healthy ones,
Yes.
the good ones. You know, is the ones. But some people are so, like you said, damaged from trauma. They don't know how to realize and communicate
Right.
that was one that you needed to cherish. That was one that you needed to not.
Right, and this dispute is only about
It's
this.
That's
that
what
I'm
I said.
talking about.
Compared to
You
what
understand
y'all
what I'm saying? Like,
relationship
I'm only
was built
talking
off
about
of.
this.
Yes, yes.
That doesn't
not
mean
you
I
as a
want
whole
to be
person.
never your. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, you know, put a cup holder down. That's
yeah.
what we're.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
We're
little
only
things like
focusing
that.
on
Like
this small, on this.
Yeah.
our whole
here.
20 years because
Yeah.
of this small, minute thing.
Yes.
But I always say it's interesting what we'll forgive a man for.
Ooh. Look, that came into a whole nother topic right there. Like
At this point, we're not talking about hair and
no, we
nails.
ain't no salon talk literally no more. Like,
Okay, I'm
This Miss Arie show.
say it. Time.
yeah. So it's
Say
just
it.
interesting.
Area show, honey.
What we will
I
end
love
up
it
with.
though.
This is that's.
So I know you talked
real.
about real estate and everything. So you ventured into real estate.
Yes, ma'am.
But what about music? I heard something.
I
about
love music. I haven't ventured. I have been listening to a lot of music, and I also decided to worship flag dance with my
love
friend.
that.
Where you go to church and
Like
like
praise
they say,
dance.
praise
Flag
dance,
and
praise
the
dance.
word.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
praise dance.
but music, I feel like music is very important to me,
Mm.
and I used to sing in high school, and I'm just getting back into that. Just even if it's karaoke, the freeing, the release.
Okay.
So you ladies have to
Just
come with
using
me.
your
and just,
creativity.
yeah,
You have to
definitely,
tell us
definitely,
what we're on.
definitely. And I think that music is important in children's lives
Uh-huh.
and in our lives. Period.
Absolutely.
You know, it's the
Healthy
right and the
music.
left brain together.
Yeah.
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 Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it too.
So, you know, when my children were growing up, I put on a lot of inspirational music, not necessarily gospel music,
yeah.
but things to wake them up, and just music was very pivotal in our lives.
That's good. That's
you know,
good.
and my whole life has a soundtrack. So,
Right.
That's real.
No,
Mine
seriously,
too.
every chapter is something.
Every
like in my
chapter.
head, every time I do something, like I hear my song. You know, whatever song it is to
Ain't
fit
it
the
so
situation.
amazing how you can still remember stuff, especially in your childhood?
Yes.
Like when you used to hear certain songs and it bring you back to a
a
certain
certain
memory
point.
in a,
Definitely.
something in your life.
Definitely.
Like music is so important. Like it's crazy how
And
it does it bring that effect to you.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I grew up around a lot of music. My mom and dad had the contracts for, like I said, all the amphitheaters and stuff like that. So we would be front row at Luther Vandross like 3 days in a row. Like, oh, God.
Oh my goodness.
You know, for comp tickets.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
Anita Baker. My mom and dad went on tour with Boyz II Men,
Wow.
Aerosmith, New Kids on the Block. So we lived that backstage life.
Yeah.
So it was just, you know, I was around music a lot, and I just love music. I think that it's very healing.
I just want to
And
know,
we
how
need
many
it.
siblings do you have?
It's 9 of us total.
I kind of knew you had
Yes,
a
my
big
mother has
family.
4,
Okay.
but I have 9 total with my father, and
Okay.
he was very. My mother made sure we all knew each other,
Knew each
Yeah.
other.
and
Yeah.
we're all very close.
Okay.
That's
Yes.
beautiful.
Wow.
And so I believe in family and
Yeah.
closeness.
I love that.
And studying the people that you love.
Mm-hmm. That's important.
You know,
It's
master
important.
the people you love. They might
That's
get on your nerves with this, and you know you can't get them that, or you
Yeah.
can't take this cousin here.
Yeah.
But love them
From
and
where they
study
are.
them.
From
where they are.
That's right.
Mm.
For where they at.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So good. I do have a question. So, being that you do hair and nails, like, what's your thing? You know, like, what do you? Is there one that you love more than the other?
No.
Or
I just like making people
you
feel
just
good.
love beauty?
I like beauty, and I like the art of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the reason I'm doing the extension class
Yeah.
is like I want to keep evolving,
love that.
using my hands, and
Yeah.
just
Flowing.
I get adrenaline from the finished product.
Oh,
you know what I
yes.
mean?
Same,
Like it's
me
like
too.
I did
Yes.
that.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
I love it. Yeah.
Nobody's
That
messing
be the
with
funnest
me. You know,
part
yeah.
when you get the styling and seeing the finished look. That's
Yeah.
the part we all look forward to.
And I love the doubters.
Oh God.
You know, the
yes.
people that come in and you can feel their energy. Like,
Yeah.
Girl.
Say it again.
is she about
Ooh,
to?
wait,
And then that click when
you
when you see it or you can feel in their energy
Yeah.
where they trust you now. Like,
yeah. Uh-huh.
you're my
just sit
person.
back.
You know, it's like, thank you.
That's when they start
you know, I
opening
try
up.
to tell.
Seriously.
I try to tell.
You like, I'm trying to tell you.
Yes. As if they didn't see your work before
Right,
they
right.
came in. You
But
know.
sometimes
But they
people in
still-
that world, like I
know.
said, they in their
Yeah.
I know.
Or they've had
the
bad
narcissistic
experiences.
You never
world,
know. And I
like,
was just about to
I'm
say
here.
that based off of experiences
Experience.
that they have, they still come in with the same mindset until
Yeah.
you show them
You have to
different.
show 'em.
Right.
And that's so crazy. I have that a lot.
And then I love the trust afterwards.
Yeah.
The
After that,
relationships
you are
you build
locked in now.
once they trust you. It's like it's the hair, but it's so much bigger
It's
than
so
that.
much
deeper than the
bigger.
hair.
You know, because then they start trusting you with all
With
things.
everything.
All things.
Which
Yes.
is why I love our
All things.
industry.
Then they open up to a place you never thought. You like, oh, she
Then you in the
trust
wedding,
me.
like to
Yeah.
the left, now dip,
Yeah.
now walking by your
You so
bed.
silly. You so silly. But you're right though.
No, seriously.
You're right.
You be girl. You be the bridesmaid,
Right. That's all.
Yeah.
Not
like-
just doing the hair makeup.
Yeah.
You didn't walk down the aisle.
You doing
with 'em,
everything.
Like,
Right.
How? This is like
That's my
first,
favorite
you didn't even
part.
trust me. You looked
Yeah.
at me like, girl, can you just deliver what I asked you?
So
Yeah.
I'm excited about the new relationships, you know, the
Yes.
new trust, the new people.
I'm
The
so proud
caliber
of you
of
though.
people.
Like a year in and you're 95% booked up. Like that's amazing because people I see right now still struggle with getting and building a clientele.
I'm getting it. Like, period. Like,
I
I'm going
I
to get
love
them.
it. Oh, I love it.
I'm going to get them because closed mouths don't get fed.
Absolutely.
You know, so I'm going to make my presence known.
Yeah.
And if you're not for me, walk away. But everywhere I go, I'm
Yeah.
advertising, I'm
Absolutely.
selling.
As you should.
I'm my own product. I'm my own business. So whatever I don't have, it's on me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sitting around waiting on nobody to give me
Absolutely.
nothing.
Look,
You know,
round of applause for that.
That's the one. And I think that's the difference between the ones that haven't built yet or they say that they can't get
They're
it.
not
It's a
consistent. They're
mindset.
Yeah.
It's a mindset
It's
thing.
definitely a mindset.
Because if you want it, then you're going to go get it. You're not going to be wait. You can't
Why are
sit
you
up
waiting?
and wait on a client to come. Like,
That don't make sense.
you're an entrepreneur. You need to get out there.
Right,
You
but
need to let
anything
people
that
know
people
what you're
don't
doing.
have is laziness.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? If you have the mental state and you have 2 arms, 2 legs,
Yeah.
you know, you good, you healthy. Anything that you don't have is because,
It's because
you
of
don't
you.
you didn't
It's
get up and
because
go
of
get
you.
it.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
and I'm a
because
firm
of you.
believer in that. People counted me out. All the people, oh, she done had all them kids and shit.
And look at you now.
You know, and so
And
it
look
was
at
like
you now.
for me, I couldn't fail.
Yeah.
You know,
The things
I made up my mind,
to
like,
you where you have no choice. You
I didn't have a
to make
choice.
it.
I had
Yeah.
a choice though.
Mm.
I could have been out here. My
That's
mom
true.
could have had my kids. My cousin could have had 2.
You're right.
You know that,
And
but
left
for
them
me,
behind
that
just
wasn't
to
my
do what you wanted
ministry.
to do. That's
right.
so
And it was
fact.
like
I can't do
they
that.
didn't ask to be here, and I know what it felt like to be a kid that didn't ask to be here. Like, why is this happening? Like, don't y'all love each other? Like, what's going on? Like, what? And for me, I still had some toxicity, you know, because of the things that were naturally embedded in me from the toxic. But it's like you have to fight against those
All the
things
time.
Every day.
from your
All the
examples,
time.
you know?
Right.
And I just couldn't fail. It was like I couldn't fail,
Yeah.
you
I
know?
love it.
Mm-hmm. We're proud of you.
I know it. Like I said, that's what I said. It's everybody's not capable of doing that. Like coming to a new city and rebuilding.
They don't
I've
think
seen
they're
so many
capable.
fail and go back. So many.
I'm never going back.
I know that's right, girlfriend.
Listen.
I'm never going
I'm not.
back.
Yeah.
Ever. It's nothing there for
Nothing.
me.
I'm never going
It's
back.
not.
I'm here, and I've made up my mind that I'm here.
Yeah.
And that's that.
And that's that.
So
Right.
if I have
Right.
to fry some chicken, I'm
Behave.
No, for real. Like seriously.
10.99.
'Cause that's when
You know what
that's
I'm
when
saying?
it
Like-
all boils down. Like, are you willing to do whatever it
What it
takes?
takes.
And that's the difference between people that are here and people that are
Yeah.
here.
Yes. You have to be willing to do whatever it
And
takes.
you have to sacrifice. Like, I don't think
Period.
we talk
That's
about sacrifice
that's the main
enough.
word.
Like, that's the main
You have to sacrifice.
key component in entrepreneurship. I always tell people, you can have it all, but you can't have it all right now.
Correct. And you have to be patient.
You do.
Patience is a major key.
Yep.
Patience is a major key.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
And just believe along the way. And that's the main thing. A lot of people too. They don't fully believe in. They don't believe that they deserve it. They don't believe they can have it.
Right.
That's the
But
mental.
that's that mind control.
Yeah.
You have to tell yourself that. You have to look in the mirror. You have to tell yourself that.
Every day.
You know,
Every
a
single
prime
day.
example of telling yourself that, I always think about the show Insecure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny how she rapping in the mirror and how she's talking to herself, but that's exactly what you need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and you're not
gotta
crazy
talk to
when you talk
ourselves
to
all the
yourself.
time.
That's the
Affirming
God in
yourself,
you.
Yeah.
Talking, yes.
You understand what I'm saying? We listen to the worm in silence, like
Yeah.
driving down the street, like, oh, you can't do it. You're too fat.
Yeah.
You're too this. You're too that. Instead of talking to ourselves and letting that other side speak, you know,
Mhm.
the Holy Spirit.
Mhm.
So
That's it. Yes. This has been so good and enlightening. So let me ask you this. So looking ahead, what's next for you? Like, I know you're into the real estate, you're building clientele.
real estate is my main.
Your main
You know,
thing now.
my main, what I'm doing for retirement right now.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
I was ignorant to finance. I stressed credit and finance to my children, but me with 5 children, a lot of my fight was making $1 out of 15 cents.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So now I'm in a different space right now, and I'm preparing for my retirement. My children tell me all the time, you don't got to worry, you don't, but that's not their responsibility. And because of who I am as a person, my pride won't let me. Because you guys made it and you worked so hard, I don't think that I should have to be a burden, you know, to you guys, because I brought you into this situation and you should be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You understand? So for me right now, I'm in overtime making sure that I have me a nest,
Yes.
you know, for when I'm older, when I'm doing things like insurance, all these things that I was ignorant
And that's
ignorant
important.
to,
That's why I'm so
that we
glad
don't
you're
teach
touching on that.
other
Exactly.
stylists about. It's so many things out here.
Yes.
Like, this is a business,
Yes.
but
Start
at the same
early.
time, these cosmetology schools should be teaching
Yes.
business courses.
They are
Yes.
not doing that.
Because
They
they're
should be
not. A lot of
teaching
us
insurance,
did not get
retirement,
all
all of
this.
these things.
Yes. So
Yep.
that's what
So-
we were saying. Like, this is so important. I try to tell anyone that is in this business, look for retirement early. Start it early as you
need to-
can.
in your
Because
20s if
I
you
know
can.
things be happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then we be thinking, oh, we got time. Or we think like, oh, we making all this because the money comes so
It
fast.
does, but it's up
But
and down.
then
But
it's
it's an
up
ignorance.
and down. That's
It's
ignorant
an
thinking.
ignorance.
But also, we don't know. You can't.
We don't know,
Based
but
off
also
you
too,
know.
a lot of us in this business come from a certain situation.
Yeah.
So we weren't taught financial literacy.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's why I'm saying a lot of these schools should incorporate
should.
that.
They
If I'm
should.
paying you $10,000 to come to
Yes.
school, when I leave, I should know everything
Every
that I need
part.
to know to build my business. And it's definitely a
Absolutely.
business entity that needs to be a financial
about
literacy
more.
that
That's
needs
so
to be
true.
incorporated
Yes.
into that.
Yes.
And I think a lot of stylists who don't come from the background that they need, you know, to be able to be educated, to build their business to the highest heights that they can be
Exactly.
if they knew. But you
Yeah.
don't know, you can't do that.
That's
Exactly.
it. And that's why we have Salon Talk literally.
Yes.
So
So
that
we can bring awareness to these
Awareness.
things, knowledge to these things.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. We are so happy to have you.
Yes.
Thank you for coming in.
Yes.
Oh my God, for those, we just want to wrap up this episode. For those who are not following us, please make sure that you do go out on the socials and follow us. We also going to leave her information on the episode as well for you guys to go check her out. She is amazing.
She really
She
is.
is definitely great at what she does. So for all you all that don't know about her, go check her out.
The Arie Experience & Co.
Yes. Let them know, girl. Let them know.
LLC, helping you reach your fullest potential.
I know
Yes.
that's right.
And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Anything else, Tommy?
No, we'll see y'all next episode.
See y'all next episode.
Bye.